LAT Racing Oils is invested in winning with industry-leading on-track experience, superior engineering, and the World Championships to prove it. LAT is your premier choice for racing lubricants, trusted by champions across the world. From engine oils, transmission fluid, and gear oils, LAT has your race car covered from bumper to bumper. Visit latracingoils.com to find a dealer near you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. This is Patrick Morrison coming to you live here from Nashville Super Speedway. This is going to be an excellent race here tonight. I know a little bit of last week. If we review over it, we could say the least was a caution fest. We had a ton of cautions there, probably a league record out there, which was really heartbreaking for the drivers and the viewers and the team here. When Stella joined me last week as well as this week. Stella, we are definitely hoping for a better turnout this time. We have over 30 trucks out there on the track, so we've got a good truck turnout. We've got good racing. We just got to get these guys going all in the right direction and hopefully racing well with one another.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, mind you, we did have 25 cautions last week, like you said, counted for 93 out of the 201 laps. So this week we are looking for a little bit more, and I think same amount of drivers, but now we are on a mile and a third, so might make a little difference.
Well, I definitely hope so. I know when we get to those shorter tracks between quarter and half a mile there, the racing gets pretty close. There was a decent amount of net code out there as well. For those cautions, 2 of them were stages and 3 of them were RC trying to reset the field. There were a few guys that had fallen behind just a hair, and they want to make sure they had a solid opportunity to stay on the lead lap rather than be about half a lap behind before we got started. All right, speaking of getting started, I see Rob and Allen making sure to hope for some green flag racing here tonight. You and me both. It's going to be an interesting race, but Stella, something interesting I do want to bring up here is our qualification time. Now, as we pop in during the warm-up, and they're currently in the driver meeting that they're out there running, I guarantee you they are doing a little bit of updating these guys, letting them know that last week, as a reminder, was not acceptable, and they are going to be doing a lot better job, especially to keep the viewers well and engaged there. So Robin Allen, I know you were definitely a little bit torqued from last week. Make sure we try to we kind of woo-saw, keep that to ourselves and keep working on it here. I'm sure Victor Weaver will have a good run here tonight if he can stay clean. That NOS machine was looking rather strong last week, but as messy as Bristol was, he just didn't have an opportunity to have a solid finish out there in the number 18 Toyota. Stella, talk to me about qualification time out there. I know that Benjamin Lacey, last week's winner, was looking insanely fast out there, but I think somebody just beat him.
Oh, yeah, by 2/1000ths of a second. Scott Sanderson is going to be sitting the pole tonight, and Benjamin Lacey is going to have to take that tough second spot.
Boy, now you want to talk about his tough second spot as well. You know the top five has got to be riddled out there with some of that GFR team, Nick Nickerson and Kevin Foster. Those guys are going to be looking for a lot of speed out of their machines here tonight as well. I'm super excited here. Stella, let's go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here and give us our rundown here from Joker Creations. Right now, I do see Honey Sweet Treats 130 is what we're running here tonight. 130 laps is what we'll be running. 2 stages will be breaking down between 39 and 78, correct, Stella?
That is correct.
All right, 70% fuel limit, 2 sets of tires down in the pit, and fortunately, 1 fast repair. That's going to be pretty tough here. 84 degrees out there on the track. I do see where their cleanup crew has taken a little bit of care there of the racing surface, but I think there's still going to be a little bit of rubber buildup, so that should be at least decent for these guys. There should be a little traction to get these guys started. It won't be a completely slick track once they get started. But that 1.3 miles, I know some of these guys do complain a little bit that this weird tri-oval that this seems to run, everybody seems to really get crammed up around that start-finish line. Everybody seems to dive in pretty hard to get across that line, and turn number 1 is going to be treacherous as everybody slings in there at almost 150 to 170 miles an hour, trying to find another lane and see if they can make the pass there, because the backstretch just doesn't seem long enough.
Yeah, also that backstretch is the flattest part of this racetrack. There's no actual flat part like we have on some tracks where it goes down to 2 degrees of banking. But it is 6 degrees along that back, 9 along the front, and you're coming off of 14-degree turns. Now, mind you, they are progressive turns since this track was built in 2001. So it did have that 10-year closure in the middle, but they came back, said it's in wonderful shape, and off we're running again.
All right, we take a peek there just a little bit at Barney in the flag booth, making sure everything is looking good out there. I already see, looks like Joseph McDonald out there is rooting on Dylan out there on the track. I do have to admit, watching Dylan during his practice time, it looked like his number 9 machine got in a little bit of trouble. I think the Nitro machine was dealing with a little bit of a bump and run by another driver out there. So he sits down there in the pit and tries to re-prep himself, hoping that is not going to be a telltale sign of what his night is going to be all about. Now, Stella, I get concerned when we come off a race like last week. How does somebody keep the morale of getting these boys back together, getting them out there and in the sim rig, getting the practice time out there, especially after everyone's car out there, or everyone's truck, nevertheless, was turned more into a kind of a crushed up soda can by the end of the night?
Well, I'll tell you, if Bill can come back out here after last week, he took in the record of the week citation with 42 incident points from Bristol for Bill Harkins. But no, I akin it to football. You know, the quarterback makes a pass, it's intercepted. He's got to come back out in a few more downs. You just come out, you brush it off. What's that? Shake It Off. Song that's so popular. But yeah, it's just, you got to do it. Just got to do it.
Yeah, well, you wonder almost, somebody says, hey, put in the backup driver. I just can't take this anymore. It's just going to be so difficult out there. And I've got to admit, I see everybody out there rooting on the 937 crew, which that is awesome. Glad to see these guys you guys all rounding up, and hoping these guys do an awesome job here tonight. Michael Rakes, Victor Weaver, Matt Bailey, and Josh Adams out there. I know Josh Adams has been very strong here lately. He has got a ton of lead laps. We just got to get him in victory lane here rather soon. I know he would love to get that Toyota back in there. He has had some recent success, but it is going to be Nashville's kind of tricky. I've got to admit, I don't think a lot of guys can really circle this one and say this is the track that I'm going to win this year. This is the one that I have a definite opportunity of coming away with some sort of an opportunity of having that win for the season. I mean, some guys do like putting in a win for the season. Sometimes with the win and you're in, it definitely locks these guys in. They get super excited. But I don't think there's a single driver out here. I mean, the confidence is high, but it's not I think where it should be, if that makes sense. Everybody seems a little leery of how this is going to go.
Well, I know last week, one of our final 3 interviewers, we had one that says, "Oh yeah, Nashville. Nashville's my, my trade. I can take care of that one." And then you had another person who says, "Oh, I better buy the track." So we're going to have a lot of different skill levels out here tonight. We just need to make sure that everybody is performing at their best. And if somebody needs to pass you, let them go.
All right, we see Barney back up in the flag booth here, going ahead and flagging everyone down, telling everybody to start, get back into the pits, change the tires, fuel them up, shine up the windshield just a little more so they get plenty of vision. And let's go ahead and get these boys gridded up as the field gets ready out there on the track. This is an excellent time to go ahead and mention Joker Creations. Stella, go ahead and give me the shout out from him here.
For Joka, well, you got to look them up on Facebook. That's where they are, and they do lots of little 3D printing. They're just starting up, so they don't have a website yet. But yeah, give them a shot, shout out.
Awesome. All right, thank you once again, Dalton Kilroe, for showing back up here. This is going to be definitely a headache for him, as he it seemed a little rather put out last week, as it seemed he had a lot to do. But let's go ahead and get ready for our starting lineup here tonight, which I am excited to show you guys. Take a look at this, where Scott Sanderson and Benjamin Lacey, there it is, and the times that they just barely missed. Benjamin Lacey thought he had a pole here tonight, but he'll be taking the number 2 spot as Scott Sanderson starts in that number 1 position. Sharp-looking number 93 truck there, but he'll be followed by Jonathan Platt and Nick Nickerson for row number 2, Kevin Foster and Eddie Haggy. Jackson Knock, welcome back, as he gets back onto the track, starting 7th, and Ethan Sikorsky will be 8th. Moving on to Ricky Hart Jr.'s 9th, Dylan McDonald, not bad, top 10 start here for the number 9 machine. Trey Ellis sits 11th next to Matt Crockett. A little bit of ARCA braking last week. He's going to be very careful here tonight. Davis Carroll will be starting in 13th. 14th is going to be Jackson Duke, a very silent driver. We'll see him in the top 10, I assure you, later on tonight. Josh Billiter, Nathan Santos, and Garrett Bobo for our following lanes here, where we find Josh Adams sitting 18th. Connor Gibson, Logan Murray, Ty Carino, Victor Weaver, Bill Harkins, and Michael Rakes rounding out our top 24. And the final bit of our drivers, Cordell McFarland, hoping he has a good race tonight with Pop Motorsports. He's having some trouble, though, in the qualifying. Bob Berry, Nicole Crazel, John Osborne, Allegrini, Bailey, Condis, Carter Phillips, getting ready to get this one going here. Thank you once again, Joker Creations, for our starting lineup tonight. Green flag is out, away we go. Honey Sweet Treats 130 looking strong here as Sanderson gets a solid breakaway. Already tumbling up here around the Jackson Knock area with a 3 wide. That's going to be tough here as these boys race under the lights right now. Jackson Knock trying to get this breakaway to get that number 1 machine of Ricky Hart out from underneath of him. He does get a full clear there. Good job by the spotter, as it currently looks as he gets away, but the 24 sticks his nose in there of Ethan Sikorsky. Trying to get just a little more here. Lacey's not letting Sanderson get away here for the lead, but we stick back here with the 24 of Ethan Sikorsky.
Yeah, he's not running the DuPont scheme tonight, but we'll watch him there in the Valvoline car. I was interested to see that Kevin Foster in the 8 was pushing on Jonathan Platt right off the bat on that first turn. But no harm, no foul. Just made sure he was getting up front.
Wow, fast time here by Scott Sanderson. Only driver to break under the 31-second mark here as he hits a 30.99. Not bad here as we still see Ricky Hart seeing if he can continue his charge forward. But Dylan McDonald is now going to try his luck. Down toward the bottom, the number 9 goes out there, gives a little finger tap to the yellow line as he tries to get on through, but nope. That lap's going to go to Ricky Hart as Dylan McDonald switched back and forth here. And that's going to go ahead and finish lap number 3 on the 4th. Number 9 does make the full clear here. And it looks like Matt Crockett may be charging forward early, but on the roll back already.
Kevin Hart there, Ricky Hart jumped out there and surprised me so much I called him by the wrong name. Yeah, the Jonathan Platt running up there in the front this week, starting what, 4th, I think he was. It's interesting to see because, I mean, last week we know he was hard charger, up 27 positions in that he started 31st and finished the race in 4th. Now that we start up here in 4th, I'm curious to see how it ends up for him.
I'm going to try not to garble anymore here tonight as I seem to be stumbling just a hair. Who's not stumbling? Last lap or 2 prior, Kevin Foster now knocked down the fastest time of 30.88. Guy is on fire right now. Currently, Kevin Foster has picked up 1 position from his 5th place start up to 4th. His Ford's charging ahead, but it seems Scott Sanderson cannot be beat here. He is driving away with this one. Benjamin Lacey trying to keep it close here. He's off by about 0.2 of a second. So closely behind is going to be Jonathan Platt, who's I'm sure doing a little bit of tire savings in the 13. Kevin Foster sits 4th, and Jackson Knott going ahead and cleaning up our top 5 with Nickerson hot on his tail.
Yeah, we've got a couple guys we're missing tonight. Michael Ramos and Davis Carroll have chosen to take a provisional. And David Lakey is out this week, but he is in the middle of a move heading to the backyard of 80s, Texas.
Backyard. That was the front door. Or the front porch. Yeah, pretty close.
Take your pick.
All right, let's go ahead and find a jumble of trucks here. This one, of course, has Ethan Sikorsky's name all over it. Haggy to the outside. Dylan McDonald now to the outside. And 124 is having some problems here. He was charging forward, but it seems that extreme low line is not a successful one, as the outside being taken up by Dylan McDonald will have some turn exit speed. He's going to continue charging forward, and none other than Josh Adams. That's the 22 Toyota you see right here in your screen, going ahead and taking on Sikorsky as well. Boy, Stella, right now these guys may be back by about 1.5 seconds from the rest of the field, but these guys are definitely making it racy back here.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching Eddie Haggy try to slice some ultra-thin turkey strips there. I was surprised he made that without taking off somebody's foot. Very nice.
Very, very close these drivers are going. Sanderson's led all laps here so far as we go ahead and finish up lap number 9. Sanderson continuing his charge through, and he is definitely on a roll here. This is excellent racing here so far, so this should make Robin Allen pretty excited out there. We got some green flag laps stacking up here. Nobody seems loose at all here. I don't see any trucks getting out of shape, and I think it's definitely helping with the way the track has been set up here tonight. With there being a little rubber buildup, I think that's definitely assisting these trucks.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Now, mind you, Blaney has always complained about this track. He hates it, where he says traction's terrible, but we have enough people that are doing pretty well. We are going to let him go over there and grind the corner.
All right, well, we got a battle for the lead, and that ended there during your rant there as Benjamin Lacey goes ahead and makes a solid shot. Great job. It looks like Sanderson's going to get a little more taste of his own medicine. Going to take a look at the back bumper of Lacey and possibly here Jonathan Platt Platt's taking a dive here toward the bottom. This is that turn number 1 I was telling you about. Got to be super careful. Platt's going to use the side of his truck and ricochets off the Chevy here. Currently Sanderson holding his ground though, but expect Foster to continue thinking about making a move here. Nickerson watching all this from behind as we hop on top of his truck here, the big red propane machine. Jackson Knock very close, and that is where you see Jonathan Platt not letting Benjamin Lacey get away. Expect those two to duke it out later here tonight. Currently, Nickerson, solid line here. Little fade up there from Foster, going ahead and cutting the nose off of Scott Sanderson. Foster secures third. Great job here, Eddie Hagee, unfortunately on the rollback. Somebody put some lead weight in the back of that road machine. The 97 Chevrolet has now lost 5 positions here tonight. I don't think something's not going right with that truck. He may have to square that thing away come our first stage, that one being at lap number 39. We are currently on 14 here. Green flag laps, that is. Definitely a nice breath of fresh air. These guys having a good race here so far. Let's move up to Kevin Foster. Foster now goes ahead and takes on Platt, but look who is waving by. That is going to be Benjamin Lacey. He has got the biggest lead here tonight out of the 2 drivers who have led laps here tonight. Sanderson is now falling out of the top 3, goes from pole position to 4th. And Stella, we're hoping this isn't I don't want to call him out, Jonathan Osborne night. Osborne can definitely lay down a hot lap, but about 10 laps in, he definitely ends up with some fade off there and ends up rolling backwards.
Well, I'm going to say something good about him, and that is right now he's in 17th, which is 11 places up from where he started. So currently, he is the hard charger.
Yep. Well, Osborne, I guarantee, has got an arrow point on the front of his truck. He's going to be looking to shoot on through and fire his way up to the front. Let's check in on Josh Adams again. This is the shot from 7th position. There we go. Little nudge there to the 22.
Little loose in the back.
Yep, 937 team isn't going to appreciate that. They're going to be watching him closely after this. Good racing, though. Everybody seems to be pretty cordial out there, but I feel little things starting to get heated up. Titletown Racing there from Dylan McDonald giving him a little nudge.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, little nudge. Somebody gave Benjamin Lacey a firecracker in his tailpipe because he is now 2.25 seconds in front of Kevin Foster in 2nd place.
Now, is he burning those tires off, or is he definitely trying to stay out front? We end up with the dreaded flag. I think that's all definitely going to be erased here. But Film in the Wild machine is looking good as he is continuing this charge. Excellent job from Real Earth Films. Would like to give this opportunity to shout out Clear Low Communications out there for sponsoring the league, as well as Perfect Shine Auto Spa and LAT Race and Oils. Appreciate them signing on for another season here with the Bandit Racing League. Whoa, where's our first mix-up here? Once again, Josh Adams getting the worst of it here.
Maintaining, though, coming back up off that apron and continuing his pace.
Yeah, right now I think Josh Adams is going to get a little testy here. Getting pretty annoyed. He's up 9 positions from his start, where he was sitting there in the back. But boy, if he's getting bopped around here, he's going to be rather annoyed. So Ethan Sikorsky is going to be first on his list to charge back ahead. I guarantee you these guys do want to stack up a couple stage points before they head in. But Stella, Nashville's pretty tough on these right side tires here. And with only 2 sets and then the set that's sitting on here, I mean, one of these stages is going to be lacking tires.
Yeah, I'm reading up that it's supposed to go pretty smoothly as far as the wear on the tires, but they say that the grip does drop off. So if you're saying it's going to be the right side, I'm kind of curious whether any of these guys will take a shot at just taking 2 tires when they come down to their pit stop.
It would be pretty tough. I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't want to risk taking 2 tires for track position, especially on concrete. Concrete's known to be a lot more abrasive. Oof, there's a shot to the wall. There's the grip we're talking about, 22 machine. I think it took a solid lick here into the wall.
Any worse for the wear?
We're taking a peek here. I'm taking a look, seeing if I can see anything going on with the 22 here. Get our little gopher cam. That's not the gopher cam, that's the rabbit cam. Here.
I was gonna say, I would think I would be looking at time. Ooh.
Yeah. Remember, there may be animosity built up here. Let's see if we can get that Michelin chopper view. This is the battle between these two. That's the 22 and the 9. Stella, gotta admit, that lower line's looking strong now.
Yeah, I'm liking it. It's everything clean so far. Nice running. Scott Sanderson boggling. He's now 1.93. Almost 2 full seconds behind Benjamin Lacey, but everybody else is right close together.
Yeah, but you got to give it to Sanderson, though. This guy has at least come back. He was out of the top 3. He scrambled to get back to the 2nd spot. But take a look at that. Platt has fallen back, and I believe somebody's getting out of shape back here. I think it's Billiter.
Oh, ouch.
See, David Lakey was asking where John Osborne was. We were getting ready to roll back to the farther back of the field. John Osborne has fought up 14 positions and it sits in the same spot, 14th in his Chevrolet. Billiter heads off the track. They end up getting mixed up out here. That's all right. First caution out here for the night. Hopefully this does not mean anything. You did mention that, yes, the tire wear should be pretty smooth, but the grip goes away. Josh Adams was our little hint there as he took a smack to the wall. And it looks like the number 99 gets the worst of this. Let's take a look. Whoa.
I think he had a little help.
A little Bill there. I think Bill might have nudged him. Wow.
All right, but nobody hit him? Yay. Okay. Good deal. I'd say no fast repair needed.
Oh, it seems everybody no worse for the wear. Everything looked good. That's pretty amazing.
Excellent.
All right. A couple guys are considering pitting here. Here's the top look. Everything looks good. Takes out a little bit of the landscaping here. Slows it down. Right there.
And heads up, they go around him.
You realize how hard it is to pass a vehicle at a dead stop and you're over 150 miles an hour? Whew.
Well, it'd go by fast.
Yeah.
So Carter Phillips, Terry Condis, Bob Berry, Trey Ellis, Connor Gibson, Ty Carino. Those are just a few of the ones that have come in. Dylan McDonald, Jason Duke, Garrett Bobo have all come in here on lap 25. So if we don't get any more cautions, that's going to be a nice little offset bit.
Yeah, the only bummer here is I believe Bill Harkins is taking the
a drive-through or something?
Well, taking the caution here, so I think he is taking an end-of-line penalty.
Ah, okay.
Which is rather unfortunate here for Bill, but I think he knows something was up.
Activula. Alrighty. Sorry, I was just checking out his city.
Yeah, I do want to take, if we have the opportunity, take another peek right here with Bill and see, was there actually contact? We did have a good bit of netcode last week. Nope, there's touching. I gave him the benefit of the doubt there.
Well, my curiosity is, did Bill even move, or was he touched by 99 coming up on him?
Yeah, not sure if they're going to call it a racing incident if that's the case. Let's
Yeah,
see if
but
I
if
can get a
that's
little
the
bit of a
case,
chase cam here because
does he?
it looks like Bill's a little out of shape coming out of this turn. See the
Ah,
back end of his truck starting to slide? He works
okay.
his way down, clink.
Ah, yeah, they were just both in the same place, same time.
Yep.
Wow! See that 21 goes zipping by there, Nathan Santos. His shorts were sucking vinyl.
Alrighty. That massive lead given up here by Benjamin Lacey. As they head to the back. Look at that slew of cars now. Rotate back to Bob Berry in the 20th position as it looked like there was a stack up there right at the beginning. Thought I saw somebody kick to the side of Jackson Duke. Rotate back up front here just a little bit. I believe there's 3 wide, and there is. Sanderson in the middle, knocked to the top. Jonathan Platt all the way on the bottom.
Oh,
Knock decides he's going to try to teleport a little faster ahead, and he does. Sanderson putting that man back under fire. Good pass here. It looks like he's almost got him, but doesn't have it quite yet as they are door to door. 11 laps left to go here in the stage. Right now, none of these guys here in the front have pit. Horrible time for Jackson Knock to be blinking here, and we've got got it now. Ethan Sikorsky, first driver I've seen sideways.
Oh, nice move. Well, we got a couple that were able to weave through there. Couple, not so much.
Yeah, Ethan Sikorsky, I saw he was the first driver that ended up spinning here. Carter Phillips and Terry Condis looks like they ended up with a bunch of damage. And Jason Allegrini, I believe he is destroyed here.
Oh, I saw a red car. Yep, gonna have to tow. I thought I saw a red car sideways there. But, we shall see, because you always give us the good shots.
Well, here's 3 wide here. What ends up happening? Oh, Nickerson.
That hurt.
It looked like Allegrini checked up and then got sent.
Somebody hit him from behind. I didn't think he was going to hit him, but then he was out of control coming in.
Whoa. It looks like Nickerson hits the brakes hard up here in this 3 wide because it looks like the door's about to get shut on him right there.
Yeah, well, he was getting pinched between Platt and the wall. Checks up. Oh, yeah. Sikorsky hits him. I'm just curious. I can't wait to see this one down at the bottom. Zoom. There we go.
Yeah, that's Allegrini. He gets absolutely taken out here.
Yeah. Yeah, that was painful.
Yeah, this is where is it McDonald? Whoop! Oh!
Boy, and then yeah, he just pinballed around.
I gotta admit, I think a good view would
from inside?
be from a guy who made it through. And he did an excellent job. Bob Berry's known for this. Here we go.
Yes, yes, he is. So he's got to see him. Yeah. That's exactly what I was watching earlier when I went, he made it.
All right, great job there by Bob Berry. Doing a little adjustment there. Jason Allegrini gets totaled out here.
So where would you say that started? With Nickerson or with Sikorsky? Or
when Nickerson brake checked there, I think he was worried about getting pinched into the wall.
Right.
If Nickerson had stayed his ground, then there was a possibility of Platt jamming the nose into the wall and then turning Platt. and catching Nick into the wall still. So Nick checks up, and then Sikorsky goes ahead and nails the back of him. But it was a hard stab on the brakes there by Nickerson. So it's hard to say really what happened. I mean, we can't blame it on heads up racing here, but that's pretty tough. All right, what do you say we get a restart zone here by the Perfect Shine Auto Spot?
For all your automotive detailing needs, choose Perfect Shine Auto Spa out of Houston, Texas.
All right, Kevin Foster doing his best here on the bottom, seeing if he can get a hold of Benjamin Lacey's Dodge Ram out there on the track. Apparently Sanderson's been known for this good short run speed here as of late. He goes ahead, holds Foster down, not letting him rotate up the track. That's going to give him the favorable position, moves him up to second. 6 laps left to go in this stage, but it looks like it's going to be brought to another halt. Who do I have here? Is this Billiter getting caught in it again?
Flat, Billiter, yep.
Yeah, I think Michael Rakes was the green truck I saw sideways back here. Another caution out here for tonight. What do you say we finally give a shout out here to the LAT Racing Oils caution sponsor here of the season?
There you go.
Let's see what in the world is going on here. It's starting to get messy now. Boy, Flat.
It's the first one I saw sideways.
Flat is our first driver sideways here.
But did he have a little assistance? Just coming back.
Boy, Jonathan Platt, another week. Looks like he's getting the worst of it again. All right, let's see what our copter cam shows us here. A little nudge here with knock and
Net code. I had to guess on that one.
give it to Platt for holding out that slide.
I was looking at the green one that managed not to hit him. I mean, they were looking like they had tandem.
So you're calling net code here. Let's take a look. I see a little scrub, but right
Here, I don't think he touches him. But he sure gets him out of shape.
And he does. Trying to see if we can find a better angle here of what all we're looking at. I don't know. I wonder if there's a gearbox here. If we can catch Eddie Haggy running into him here. Right. Oh, I see.
Oh,
I was going to say, we see sparks.
I saw a couple sparks.
Yep. All right, so we'll see if we can find Eddie Haggy here. See if we can find a little bit of an angle of the 97 Chevrolet. See if we can possibly find if there was any contact here.
Well, you'd think it'd leave him a crinkle.
There. You can see the back end of the truck lift up.
Just a tiny, sure did.
Right. And yeah, once it unloads the suspension, it doesn't look like that much of a tick. But as soon as he nicks him there, here he is at the bottom of the screen. You see the 13 getting out of shape, and away he goes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
All right, coming down into pit, Garrett Bobo and Michael Rakes. Both those guys come in. This is actually Bobo's third visit down into pit road. This one caused him about 50 seconds.
Ricky Hart, Bobo, Rakes, Flat have all come down on 35. So we are going to have quite the shootout when we come back.
Yep.
Because these guys are currently on like lap 36 and a half or something. We have to get to 39.
All right, pace car lights are out. Benjamin Lacey, Scott Sanderson, Kevin Foster, and Josh Adams. That's going to bring us with Jackson Knock and Davis Carroll side by side. Not bad by Carroll, up 7 positions. But on the charge is going to be the 11 machine here of John Osborne. He'll have Matt Crockett to his outside. Osborne up 21 positions. And Victor Weaver and Nathan Santos will be sitting here in the 9th and 10th spot. Not bad by the 18 machine. Let's see how we can get it going here. A quick little shootout. Hopefully everybody can maintain. We got some guys on new tires. We got a lot of guys on old tires. Let's see how it goes.
That is the strangest start. Okay, looked like they were in slow motion.
I think some guys are a little concerned right now on those old tires if they're going to start sliding around. With the heat cycling in here, it's not going to be looking good. Right now, for our guys who did decide to pit, now would be a fantastic time to try to make up some positions. One lap left to go here. Completion lap number 39. It looks like it's going to be Jackson knocked to the 4th position. Josh Adams, after the little bit of pinballing he's been doing, he has gotten himself back, well, up to 3rd. That's 15 positions gained on the night, which is fantastic. Looks like Lacey a couple of turns away here from taking the stage win. Great job there by Benjamin Lacey. Scott Sanderson, Josh Adams, Jackson Knox, James Carroll, Kevin Foster, John Osborne. Victor Weaver moves up a couple there. That moves him to 8th. Matt Crockett, Nathan Santos moving down to 10th. Connor Gibson teetering just on the outside in 11th. Cordell McFarland sits 12th. Bob Berry is 13th. Ty Carino 14th. Sikorsky, Phillips, McDonald, Billiter, Trey Ellis, and Jackson Duke rounding out our top 20.
All right, I do believe the top 10 will get a few bonus points for making this stage.
All right, not bad. A lot of guys able to collect some points here. That definitely will help later on here in the season. Nickerson is all the way back in the 24th position. So do not fret. I'm sure we'll see him back up front. Jonathan Platt will be hanging out right beside him. So something tells me the 2 and the 13 will be working together here tonight.
That would not be a first.
Right now, I see most of those guys are hanging out in GFR Racing. You want to talk about kind of a heartbreaker for the rest of the field here. When you have Benjamin Lacey, Jonathan Platt, Kevin Foster, Nickerson, Ricky Hart, and Scott Sanderson in the GFR team, our top 5 consist of just about that entire team.
Yeah, see, I don't have Scott Sanderson as a registered player for GFR.
No, I believe he went full time, but I don't know if he's a free agent.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was a couple weeks ago. It was discussed that I believe Sanderson was our driver to go full time after he was scheduled as a part-time driver.
Okay, I'm just trying to ascertain exactly who are members of what. Shroudy. Driver's garage. Down. Yep, he is not in the vacant slot the GFR currently has available. Our primary drivers being Foster, Nickerson, Hart, and Lacey. A backup driver is Platt, and they have one vacant spot to fill. Gotta update that website. I depend on it.
Don't say anything about the website. That website is awesome.
I always have to say
Got
things about the website. Come and visit the website.
Merch on there. It's got the race teams out there. It's even got, I think, even a kind of a fantasy league thing going on out there.
Yeah, I mentioned that early on in the chat out here for our viewers, because it closes as soon as green flag comes out. So you need to make sure that you get your 4-driver pick earlier rather than later. And if you're really good at it, by the end of the season, there's going to be a prize. Yeah.
Boy, do you see who's in our front row?
No.
Ricky Hart and Carter Phillips will be starting on the front row. These people all hit early. Nicole Crazel and Jonathan Platt will be in row number 2.
Really? Okay.
I like it. All right, let's get ready. Perfect Shine Auto Spa gets a restart zone. Carter Phillips, great start here. Stella, jog my memory. Last time I saw Carter Phillips take a restart was at Dover.
Good Lord. Now, I'm not messing with your memory.
And when he took his start at Dover, he actually sidestepped the clutch and took himself out.
Oh, no, yes. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I jogged your memory. All right, Carter Phillips does an awesome job. Gets about half a lap there and is overtaken by Ricky Hart, who also had a stellar run there at the same Dover race, but got tangled up in some lap traffic. Who's rotating up the track? Jonathan Platt.
Yes, he just made contact there with Mr. Phillips.
All right.
And it allowed Josh Adams to come through down on the low side and pass all of them.
Now we'll get
Benjamin Lacey isn't going to take that for long.
Yep, we'll get a little pun here, as it looks like Jonathan Platt is working with the Clear Low Communications. Somebody's got to tell that boy he's not clear high, as he almost slams into Carter Phillips there not but a couple of laps ago. Seems they do get away. 13 machine of Jonathan Platt resumes, at least back to his qualifying position. Benjamin Lacey's got 2 to go before he can find his, and he's battling for that spot now. There he goes. Right on by, looking for Josh Adams next. Benjamin Lacey pit on lap 41 during our stage. He's got fresh tires, and so does Josh Adams. So expect these two to start leading this race if they can run Ricky Hart down. Only about 0.3 of a second and closing in right now. Ricky Hart getting pretty nervous as those two trucks are getting a lot bigger in that rear view.
Oh yeah. If don't drive backwards there, buddy, because they are coming. Here's Benjamin Lacey.
Yep,
coming on the inside.
Real Earth Films machine taking a look here, right on the inside, not looking to waste any time at all. He knows the fresh air has been very good to his truck. The number 1 swipes in front. Boy, Ricky Hart, I don't think wants to be passed here. He wants to collect some more lead laps here. I don't blame him. It's very, very dangerous, though, here in the front. Only lap number 9 here of our 39-lap stint of stage number 2. And Benjamin Lacey finds the soft spot.
Wow, and passing like he was standing still. Maybe there was some communication there, and Ricky just kind of said, okay, I've had enough pressure. I'll sit second for a little while. But we've got some people out there in the chat. Rebecca's out there, rooting on Weaver, of course, and but Go Kart Racer. Not sure if I've seen that one before. Cheering on the number 4 of Logan Murray.
Yep, we'll find Logan Murray here in just a moment. I'll rotate back to Carter Phillips, who started this stage, is unfortunately on the roll backwards, though. His tires have been on since lap number 30. That is going to take a bit. Remember, Nicole Crazel took her tires back on lap number 25. Crazel has rolled all the way back to 25th.
That did not take long.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Nope. That is pretty tough here. Here comes Ethan Sikorsky rubbing up on the back bumper of the 30. 24 makes a hard jolt to the inside and rolling on through.
Nice. Somebody there's taking, is that Nick?
Yep.
Okay. He's taking his same track.
Yep. Big red propane machine charging forward. Does not look like he is rocking the Perfect Shine Auto Spa machine tonight. As he is going to be charging right behind Ethan Sikorsky. We want to find a couple of other drivers like Ty Carino out here. He's moved up 3 here on the night. Fortunately, he is up to the 18th position. The 62 got maimed last week. It looks like his truck is in pretty good shape here tonight. Looks like Dylan McDonald might be going down a position, though. As Ty Carino, boy, look at these guys smacking each other up front. Nickerson doing a little bit of that. I think they're getting a little confused with the truck on older tires. Can't say anything about Carter Phillips. He's running his race. You got to work around him, though.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be careful. Yep, got to be careful not to get in trouble. Davis Carroll looks like he gets a nudge here from, I believe, that is the number 63 Toyota, Trey Ellis.
Yes.
Not bad here. Stella, notice how these guys are coming off turn number 4. And they are going up there and getting that little tunnel turn, and that wall is getting some, getting a little workout up there.
I was going to say, leaving a little paint montage, but I'll tell you, Bob Perry is working his way through. I'm loving to watch him because he's kind of an embroidery seamstress with all these little cuts and weaves and zigs that he's passing through, but he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yeah, that definitely puts you to the test now. I believe he is the only driver to make a race this season with 0 incident points.
That's correct.
Right. Hot dog.
I know. So, Lizard King out there, of course, says, please don't forget me. And I was trying to think what in the world Rebecca Weaver was doing with all the lizards, but now it makes sense.
Yeah. Let's check back in. I think Logan Murray. Trey Ellis is our driver around. Caution is out here.
Yes, I hope so.
Just moved back to Logan Murray as we catch him dodging the wreck.
Is that our sky blue car? I can't make out a number. He's been so trashed.
Let's take a look over top. All right, McDonald getting a little trouble. Whoop! Gets in and catch up there with Carino. Not bad. Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Oh, I think that's Victor Weaver that snuck by.
Watching the 21.
A little bit closer. There we go.
Nathan Santos just kind of drove him across the finish line.
Let's take another look at this here. There's the nudge. And that is what David Lakey likes calling ARCA braking out there.
Oh.
Use somebody else's car and slow yourself down.
Ah, is that what that means? Okay. Well, fire sale down pit road. Everybody from 17 on back is bringing it in. Oh, what a mess.
Yeah, I think if he had stayed the course, I think that he was worried about that wall coming up and biting him there. He ended up pulling down and catching a couple of other drivers. So 4 cautions on schedule here for tonight.
Yeah, I cannot.
No,
There's too many colors. I can't make out the number, but I guess that's 63. Okay, it looks nice up close, but not from a spotter's view.
All right, Trey Ellis' Toyota comes down, 9.75 down there in the pits. And Garrett Bobo again down pit road, gets out just before the pace car. Bobo has now visited pit road for the 5th time tonight. This one about a quarter of a second off another 50-second stop.
Yeah.
Stella, what is going on here? We got Benjamin Lacey with a black flag.
Oh. Oh, and a sit. Not even
Hold on. Something's up.
Oh. Mechanical? Oh, is that just frustration?
I'm not sure. If you could find an update to find what happened with our driver in the lead, what happened? So I'm wondering if this is a speed off pit road and there's a hold. Alrighty, LAT Racing Oils. Moving on to the Perfect Shine Auto Spa restart zone. We get ready with Ricky Hart and Josh Adams. Here we go. I've got to admit, it might be something about concrete. Ricky Hart is definitely strong on it. It's got to have been on fire here. Concrete King, no surprises here from the SimTraX broadcasting team. The number one of Ricky Hart breaking away here. Josh Adams trying to keep it close, though.
Break away that restart zone. And the update was, I believe that he went into a closed pit. Is what RC is telling us.
Okay. That's why he's RC.
Well, he said he went around once, and then when he came down, I'm pretty sure iRacing did this to him.
Oh, Victor Weaver. Oh, Victor Weaver. Gets in the middle of, well, on the outside of a 3 wide. And now we got drivers spinning out, not spinning out. I think Michael Rakes. Oof, yeah. Michael Rakes looks a little agitated here. He just
Ricky
got
Hart blinked.
bumped out of the way.
Somebody used their chrome horn?
I guess so. Rakes was caught in the middle and then almost pinballed all the way to the back as everyone was passing him inside and outside, and he was just trying to hold his line. Wow. All right, Michael Rakes unfortunately drops down to the 22nd position.
Mac Rocket is getting in the mix of something here.
Oh, look at this. Kevin Foster. Look at this. We are almost 4 wide here. Let's get a little higher view of this. Nickerson trying to make sure he's in a safe lane as Eddie Hagge takes a look to the inside here. Ricky Hart still leading this one by under half a second, though, as Adams reels him in just a hair. Oh, there it is. Here's the stack up. Foster gets into the back of Platt. Platt didn't expect that. Oh, man. Great job by all our drivers out there. A lot of these guys look like they took tires on lap number 56.
Just looking at Platt getting in the back of Jackson Duke, and he was doing well to hold on.
Oh, yeah. Jackson Duke is on lap 41 tires. So everything getting a little dicey here as we are right smack in the middle of the field. That's what you're seeing. Some of these guys slower, working their way backwards, and some guys are faster, and others are out driving their tires, and I'm going to give that one to Jonathan Platt.
Wow.
Platt trying to hold on, though. Boy, he is punishing that truck here on that inside line. Rotates to the top side. Nickerson saw this once before, and it caused the caution. He stays in it, though. Oh, man, here comes the 30.
Yes.
30 of Carter Phillips trying to hang in there. I think he's going to get past high and low at the same time. Just maintain your lane, Eddie Hagge. Getting nervous here. Let's rotate up front here a little bit. I believe Logan Murray has been overcome. Yes, he has, by Jackson Knock. Knock now moves back up to 6th. Logan Murray's gained 13 on the night. Bob Berry quietly up to 18th position. 8th position, up 18. Right behind him is the swarm of trucks on new tires looking to get a little extra out of that machine to get up back, well, to get back to the front where they were. You were talking about Jackson Duke getting bumped around. Well, he's unfortunately dragging back a little bit here. Back down to the 14th position. At least he's pretty comfortable here. Qualifying that is, with 12 laps left to go, but he's not going to be able to score any stage points unless he puts Haggy and Sikorsky and Bob Berry behind him.
Yeah, I'm looking, watching, speaking of Jackson Nuck moving up pretty quick, sitting in 4th place right now. He and Kevin Foster in the top 10 are the only ones here that have really fresh tires coming in on lap 56. Everybody else is in the 40s, say 41, except for Ricky Hart, who is out by over a second now above Josh Adams, and he is running 35 lap tires.
Yeah, but definitely an extended pit time. Everybody else around that 11 to 15 second mark. He spent almost a minute down there.
Well, something right.
Now, Ricky Hart definitely trying to fix up that truck and make sure it's fast. And whatever that race team and that pit crew has done is working. Sanderson. Oh, boy.
Put Nick on the apron.
Now Sanderson's teetering back toward that top 10 position. They got 10 laps left to go. And Sanderson's now falling to 10th, and I think it's going to continue. Something's happened here. Sanderson on lap 41 tires with an 11.13 second pit stop time. There's a possibility of you calling 2 tires, and that might be what this call is, and we're seeing it almost backfire on him here. Sanderson now to 12th, and currently Sikorsky just with the nose ahead of him, though. And Sikorsky has 11th, leaving Sanderson now to 12th.
Yeah, that's rough. Down 11th for him tonight.
Yeah, you want to talk about coming with a sudden burst of speed, the OxyClean machine of Jackson Knock. 00 Chevrolet has now moved up to second, but he's got to figure out how to get a lure out there and grab a hold of Ricky Hart to see if he can reel him in. I just don't see it, though. 8 to go. If we can stay green to the end, Knock is going to have to shave off a 10th a lap here to be competitive and try to run Ricky Hart down. That's going to be pretty tough.
He's gaining.
He is.
I'm looking at, he's down to a half a second apart now, and that's just within the last lap and a half. He's got potential.
Yep, down to 0.3 of a second. The OxyClean machine starting to use that draft and seeing if he can pull him in. Foster might not do that again. He loses a little bit of time. Chopping down to the bottom. And knocks on him.
Dog leg. There we go.
Yep, Knox going to take a look here to the inside. Ricky Hart.
Yeah, he can't compete with the tires he's running right now. It's not going to happen. So Lizard King out there still wants to let Bill know that he's his favorite driver.
Boy, take a look at this. Right now, everybody getting super excited out there from the GFR Racing team. Kevin Foster.
Wow. Oh, not blinking. Jackson, you got to get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi, man. At least step up to Panera.
All right, quick little update here. Benjamin Lacey has taken it back to the garage for the night.
Oh, wow. Wow. What?
Yep.
Not cool.
Nope, hate to see it for the number 7 here. Benjamin Lacey's not known for leaving like that. There may be an extracurricular issue.
Well, I did see when you popped in that while he was sitting there for his little timeout, he was, we will just call it, extremely frustrated with what was happening.
All right, we keep our eye here on our top 3-4 drivers now. It's currently, once again, Platt and Nickerson starting to get into the mix. They are going to score some stage points. 2 seconds back is where we find Josh Adams. And the 3 wide that's happening behind him. Osborne, Sikorsky, and Haggy.
Man. Benjamin Lacey had moved up 1 place in the driver's standings last week to 3rd. This is going to hurt him. Yeah, all the rest of the top 10 are running tonight.
All right, in our view, our top 5. Knock, Foster, Platt, Nickerson, and Hart. And to Hart for leading some laps there, but it does not look like his tire advantage is going to work. Not pitting since lap number 35, helped flip the field. And now he is desperately trying to hang on here. If Eddie Hagge can come up with 2.5 seconds in less than 2 miles, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. We are running up on some lap traffic. I was say, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that Garrett Bobo?
I am running into some technical difficulties.
Okay. Garrett Bobo is actually getting past, putting him a lap down. That is heartbreaking here. 1 lap left to go. And it looks like right now Jackson Knott getting ready to clear the line here. Great job. John Osborne nailing 10th.
I'm back.
Bob Berry in 18th. Victor Weaver 20th. Nicole Crazel 24th. Billiter 27th. Bill Harkins in 29th. As our scheduled caution does come out. This is for stage number 2.
Yes. Okay. Are doing well. Very well tonight. So Kevin Foster's the fastest, has run the fastest lap this evening with a 30.880. So he definitely has a car to watch. Car to be aware of. Ooh. Look about last minute.
Eddie Hagge stays out.
Eddie always has his own little method.
Wonder if he's gambling on fuel here.
Well, that's something he can definitely calculate.
Yeah, he's done it multiple times. Ended up getting these guys.
Exactly. And his last trip down was lap 56. Oop, my bad. I was looking at Garrett right in front of him there. Good.
Yeah, you are correct. Eddie Hagge did come down at lap number 56.
Ah, okay, good. Yeah, but these guys are going to be on 80. Holy mackerel.
No, well, I expect to see him come down and pit just one lap later.
Okay.
I would assume that's what the 97 is going to do here. Eddie Hagge always seems to trip us up a little bit.
Yes.
That's with the Rogue Energy machine here. If I'm not mistaken, that's also a power washing company on the hood. Eddie Hagge not
Eddie's?
pitting.
Okay. I believe you.
Pace car lights are out. We seem to be a little slow getting to our starting line. There we go. All right, Eddie Hagge, Jackson Knock, Jonathan Platt, Kevin Foster, Nickerson, and Sikorsky after the pit stops. Terry Condis, with an 8-second pit stop time, is up to 7th. Logan Murray will beat his outside. Jonathan Osborne sitting 9th, and Josh Adams.
Yep, and some of these guys are fresh to the top 10 here. Up 23 for Condis, up 19 for Osborne. So this is going to be good.
Yep, Roundy Motorsports has released one driver. They're in the top 10 for this start. This is looking pretty good, so a little bit of pressure here to Logan Murray on the outside. All right,
He's
drivers
got two.
starting to stack up here in the back. This is normally where we see the accordion effect. Guys start mashing each other.
Whoop.
Yep, here goes Matt Crockett, the inside lane. Alrighty, 48 laps left to go here. We are back under green Eddie Hagee. Let's see how those old tires hold out. Showing Matthew Bailey has had a problem here in the back. No caution yet.
Okay.
So the Hendrick machine sideways here in the back.
If he can get himself back up to speed, we should be cautionless on this incident.
Yeah, which is rather unfortunate for Bailey.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, the 937 team has got a man down. Really going to need Victor Weaver to step it up here. He still sits 19th in his Toyota. 46 laps left to go. Guys ricocheting off each other already. Terry Condis to the outside. Here comes John Osborne in the 11. Right now looking pretty strong. There is the 22 machine of Josh Adams. Adams starting to pinball around. Here it comes. Yep, I'm already feeling a little bit of trouble. Nickerson's already starting to get beat around. And this is not looking good. Top view here. We definitely see the guys who have the turn exit speed are matching the guys who are getting extremely loose that are on the bottom lane.
Yeah, it should be Connor Gibson. Just going down on the apron.
Yes.
Trying to use it as a dog leg. But, ooh, somebody's moving back there by Bob Berry. Almost into the front of Bill. Oh. Crunch.
Yeah, a lot you can see from the Goodyear blimp view.
Yes.
As we take a look top side, this is all the action we are seeing. As we hone in a little bit here on Nick Nickerson, who falls outside the top 10. I think Nickerson's realizing he just needs to live to fight another day, as Jonathan Platt up there is fighting with Sanderson. Now that's on the edge of our screen.
Oh, no.
All right, little accordion effect here.
All the way in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a really nasty one there.
Yep, take a look. Here's another 3 wide. That's going to involve Jonathan Osborne. Nickerson dive bombs are in there. Oh, dog, there it goes. Jackson Duke, he saves it, but who gets punt? Out he goes.
Oh. That's a 24.
No caution.
Really? No.
No caution. I got 4 guys sideways, and no caution comes out.
Wow.
All right, RC's going to let that go.
Well, that might be an iRacing thing. They throw all the cautions?
Yes, for the most part. They are required to throw the it doesn't throw the caution here. Victor Weaver. Look at this bump and run here.
Yeah.
No caution thrown. I've got guys sideways on the racetrack. So now they're all the way back. They get sent to the back of the field here. Rebecca Weaver saying that's pretty crazy. Hambone, yeah, and at times. Robin Allen, hey, we won green flag racing. We're going to get it. I was going to say, now you're wondering when there's a caution, what the heck just happened? So, and D-Train out there saying that was insane.
Language.
I'm not quite sure why there was no caution, but RC's going to cover that. And I know there will be some complaints if he throws a caution, and then there's complaints if he doesn't throw a caution. So they leave most of the, I think about 98% of the cautions are held by iRacing. He is only to intervene if there's going to be a problem with a restart, which we saw last week with some trouble there at Bristol. Just because it's such a short track, guys weren't even able to line back up.
Yeah, somebody who's losing places here. Eddie Hagee down to 4th. He is the only one here in the top. Oh, no, basically the only one here that did not pit on lap 80.
Well, I would say to Eddie Hagee's plan, if Eddie still has a set of tires here, if Eddie still has a set of tires, that caution would have been too early. He needs to caution about 10 laps.
Nick Nickerson held on to that. Oh my!
Wow!
Lost places, but wow, it's right.
And Davis Carroll here looks like, I believe that is the Dubby Energy Drink machine of the 50 Chevrolet.
Here in the top 10.
Wow. Well, you got a lot going on here. Right now, once again, the huge clutch of cars. Josh Adams has overtaken and taken the lead as he is out front.
Some unusual suspects.
Yep. Josh Adams has had the lead here for a little bit of time, at least back to lap 86 when he overtook.
Jackson Duke is doing a lot of east-west racing here rather than north-south.
Yeah, I think Michael Rakes may be playing a little bit into that. Here's Rakes to the inside. Oh, man.
Hate to meet a couple of these fellas on the highway.
Well,
whoa. Who was that just popped out like a watermelon seed? Oh, Jonathan Platt. Okay.
Yeah. No, Platt doesn't mind being raced. He just doesn't like being raced, if that makes any sense. Here we go. Yeah. Jackson Duke getting into Michael Rakes, that is. Let's see how this looks. This is riding with Jackson Duke.
I wonder if this might be the first time I've seen inside the truck.
A little slip up here to the outside. Tries to squeeze Davis into the wall there. Carroll and those gold wheels trying to see if he can pull around. He's going to get it, though. Makes a full clear. Great job. Tucks him behind him. Uses a little of the draft on this front stretch here. Let's see if he drops down just a little bit. He's got a little extra speed. Where's Platt end up? Platt's going to be to the outside. Wow, there's a lot of mixing up here.
Look how close that side skirt is to the ground.
Yeah, you definitely don't want a lot of air underneath that car. Jackson Duke, he wasn't sure if he was clear. But Platt switches him up here. Holy cow.
I love it. I love it. They are racing tonight. This, I'm going to say it, has been the best racing season in my opinion. They are racing. I mean, look.
Yeah, here comes Matt Crockett. Here we go. Ready for 3 wide again? Why not? Eddie Hagee to the outside.
That's Matt Crockett in the liquid death machine. Is that Bobo right behind him?
Yes.
All right.
That's Garrett Bobo, who I thought went down a lap but ended up getting it back and is charging forward to make sure he doesn't end up in any trouble again. Bobo is on cycle with the rest of the guys here. Lap 80 is when he pit. He has come down 6 times tonight.
Is back here in 14.
Why is Jackson Knock back here?
Yeah, what did I miss?
Jackson Knock had a 7.3 second pit stop time.
Yep, error.
Speaking of which, here comes Haggy. Boy, it looks like the tires just let go on him. Haggy's now to 20th. Took a gamble here for a caution. Now, if a caution comes out now, this would be the time. Oh, and he gets dumped.
Well, dog. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Okay.
How bad is the damage here to the back of Eddie Haggy? Now, we will have to see if Eddie Haggy lights up that chat out there, because normally guys do say, hey, I'm pitting in. He'll head into pit. And somebody may not have seen or paid attention. The 97 gets rammed here.
Yeah.
That is a folded up truck here in the back.
Oh, sure enough.
Yeah, if I were Eddie Haggy, this is his time to shine. He may have to use his fast repair.
Well, it depends how it's rolling. It still feels okay.
He's going to need that downforce. I mean, look how loose these guys are getting out of the turns. So I think Terry Condis is the one who nails him here in the back.
Oh. Let's see, there he is. Crunch. So you think
Foster.
That was Oh, he almost got past there. You think that's what Eddie was doing, was coming down for pit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he had let off. He had let off and was getting ready to go. The only thing is, did anybody signal? Did Eddie Haggy signal he was coming in?
No.
And that's as easy as hitting the number 1 button on the keyboard.
Oh.
You hit number 1, it says pitting in, and it alerts everybody on the track that he's pitting. Or he can radio up to the entire chat room in the race and say he's pitting. So now Eddie Haggy looks like 8.38 seconds out of the 97.
Ooh.
Damage is repaired.
But wouldn't he still have to take
tires?
Yeah. And that would still mean like a 14, 15 second pit stop.
Yeah, I think. And it would be. We'll see if Eddie Haggy has to come back down. I'm just impressed at how many people here had saved a set of tires for this moment.
Yes. Yes, but Davis Carroll, didn't he kind of watch what just happened to Eddie Haggy and not coming down? He's going to be 23 laps behind in tire wear.
As Carroll taking both his tires, he's come down into pit twice.
Right? Oh. You think he took it at the second stage?
It is definitely a possibility. You know, it would be weird if we had something that would tell us that.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Go ask an AI. Yeah, I don't get that.
How about...
How about we get underway?
Pit time.
Green
Bang.
flag.
Yes, he did. Took tires both times. I don't think Carroll's got another set.
Okay. Okay. Why come in? Dodge, dodge.
All right,
Wow.
green flag, back out.
Man, did he take off?
Got to. got to get out in that fresh air and get away. Hopefully as the last restart here. So the Perfect Shine Auto Spot gets another shout out here. Quickly charging behind Adam Sanderson, Osborne, and Connor Gibson. Great job by Osborne, gaining 23-24 here on the night.
And let's not forget Josh Adams, because he just passed him, up 17.
Mixing up again back there around Jonathan Platt area. Jackson Duke is going to be in the mix somewhere out here. Boy, Jackson Knock on the bottom here. Not getting loose. Not getting loose.
Oh, wow.
Holds
right.
on to it.
Yes.
Yep,
And
well,
Nickerson.
now we know what he's going to do with the OxyClean after this race. Jackson Duke now up to 12th. Currently he holds to the outside here of Nick Nickerson and following Jonathan Platt. And Nickerson gets into him. Duke saves it.
Yes! Wow!
May have overheated the tires there. You see Duke trying to get a hold of the truck. He did save it, but I think the rear tires may have been punished.
Oh my goodness, though. We are still racing. Go,
Yes.
buddies, go.
Currently a little loose right in front of Jackson Duke is Bill Harkins. Harkins all over the track here. Harkins getting passed on the top side here. Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, that's what I call that east-west racing. That's the...
As Adams grabs a hold of the lead here. Sanderson sits second. Gibson is now third. Great job by Connor Gibson. As Gibson now holds on to fourth as looks like Jonathan Osborne gets a hold of that. Looks like Connor Gibson's going to have to get a hold of Tony the Tiger here. See if he can come up with a little more of that racing.
Right.
Yeah, his racing's been great here so far. Connor Gibson gaining 15 here on the night. Currently all Chevrolets here, most of the top five. Josh Adams Toyota is the only one out front. We finally find a Ford back here in eighth, but a caution comes out.
Something's happened.
I show Ricky Hart, one of our previous leaders here of the race, one of our slower guys to be driving. 31 drivers still active out here on the track. I believe only 2 drivers are a lap down. That's going to go to Jason Allegrini in the 14 and the 54 of Matthew Bailey.
Yeah, outstanding. I mean, we've had a wonderful evening as far as...
Great job here so far, SED Train, shouting out the broadcast team. Appreciate you, buddy, but shout out these guys. You know, amount of cautions that we had last week. This is not too bad.
No, not at all.
Not too
Now,
bad.
We're on 8, but 2 don't count, so we've had 6.
Yep, 6 unscheduled cautions. I would still love to see that cut in half. And I think we'd have a heck of a race on our hands, but with as dicey as you see this racing getting, you got to expect something. We've had a lot of 3-wide racing here, and this is not one of them, I wouldn't think, when we were looking. Here's Ricky Hart. Does Bill get a sudden burst of speed? Yes, he does.
Man.
Bill clicks him once, twice. Hammers into him there.
Yeah. So, just to let you know, Eddie Haggy is coming in pit. So is Ricky Hart, Kevin Foster, and Davis Carroll. I have to watch Kevin Foster. Is he getting the full measure of pleasure?
Right side's on, left side's on.
Yes, he had a full round to go. Okay. Now it does have him starting so far back, but he is going to be rocking 111 tires. With what do we have? 29 to go, 20... No. That would put us at 140. 19 to go? Holy mackerel.
trying to see a little bit and understand what I'm looking at here. As why these are guys with the pit stop times. How does Foster have another set of tires? Pit stop number 1.
11.8. Then a 15. Then a splash and go. I don't know. Without a legend, to tell me the yellows and blues, why are there a whole bunch of them at the end?
Yeah,
no
the yellows and
at all?
blue is only to offset our pits. That way it's two colors
You
that
can see it.
here.
Okay.
What I've got is time. Now, I mean, pit lane time, I can do the same, but it doesn't, we don't know.
Yeah, but explain to me here. Explain to me, Bobo. Look at the ins, out. Was it like in, out, in, out? Why do they have 2 blue and yellow at the end?
Yeah, Bobo's
no
been
time.
in and out of pit more than anybody else here on the track.
Yeah. Not by much, though. Dylan McDonald's been in 6 times.
Yeah, most of his time has been down there for repair. All right, here we go. Restart zone happening here. Josh Adams getting away here. 17 laps left to go. Adams, Sanderson, Gibson, McDonald, Osborne.
Not unfamiliar to the front. These guys are going to be racing hard, and let's not forget Bob Berry is up there too, and so is Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, we are. Carter Phillips returning here back to the top 10. So he starts ricocheting there a little bit.
No touching.
Yeah, 30 right now on the outside of Garrett Bobo. I think he'd like to figure out how to push him just a little farther away, give him a little breathing room here. But here at Nashville, 1.3 miles doesn't seem to have anything. David Lakey out there saying looking like he drove a little deep into the turn. Yes, it did look like he ended up with a little slower entry, and that's how Bill was able to push a little faster through the turn, and I think he just got in the back of the other driver. So, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Bill Harkins has taken the EOL penalty again and has started back in the 30th position.
Ouch.
Yep, so taking look here at number 18 here of Victor Weaver. He's up here battling with Jackson Duke. Now remember, Duke was battling with the best of them there up toward the front. And Duke, they have an opportunity here, 14.9.
All right, interrupt me as we go. But we have not shouted out to Honey's Sweet Treats, who's sponsoring tonight's race. So I want to let you know, we've got to look up Honey's Sweet Treats on Facebook. She sells sourdough bread, cookies, brownies, treats out of Pikeville, Kentucky. So follow on that Facebook page for weekly treats and specials. And the motto is spreading a little sweetness, one batch at a time. That's Honey's Sweet Treats.
Shout out for the sponsor here of the race. John Osborne started 28th in this race, currently sitting in 5th. Fantastic job. He's got a couple people competing for that hard charger award. Bob Berry has gained 20 here on the night. He's been doing a fantastic job. And as our next caution comes out, Carter Phillips might end up with an opportunity to get a little farther up. I believe Matthew Bailey and Jason Allegrini showed some trouble here in the back.
Heavens, they're like all the way in the back.
Yeah, unfortunately, those are our guys. They're laps down here. And I believe Matthew Bailey is our only one a lap down. He does have the meatball flag. He has been sent down into pit road and forced to do so. You say we take a look. Our guys here in the back.
Seriously. but that got a caution. Just saying.
Especially when you don't think it's blocking up the field.
Yeah.
But it is contact between two drivers on the racing surface, I guess. And Hambone, I'm sure, will tell you exactly what they think about iRacing.
There's Rebecca. Never know. Take a look at the page. She might ship it to you, Rebecca.
Did you say they sell cookies?
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Cookies, sourdough bread, brownies. I'll tell you, just picked up the sourdough bread at a craft show the other day. And they make it with I'm used to like sourdough bread. But instead, they were making all kinds of stuff out of the sourdough. I mean, there was like ones with chocolate chips in it. There were some with the jalapeno and cheddar. We won't even talk about. But yeah, they're doing a whole lot with that starter thing that everybody was mad about during COVID. What?
I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Hambone is right, doing his best penmanship to iRacing as we speak.
Yeah, don't put it on here.
Who doesn't love sourdough bread? I don't know. Let's talk about it. What about that jalapeno and cheddar? Was it any good?
Yes. Only half the loaf made it home. And I was only an hour's drive away. Yes, I do like myself some bread.
All right. We'll ask Jackson Knock if it would go well with cheese, if we can get him into a top 3 position. Currently, Jackson Knock is sitting 10th.
Well, it depends on what cheese you have in your cheese drawer.
It's all sorts of cheeses.
See?
He has them all.
Now, would I absolutely blow your mind if I told you I have 2 cheese drawers? I do.
This conversation is not going the way I thought. We're narrowing down to the end of this race. 130 laps is what we're running here. Currently, drivers are sitting on lap 121, and we are talking about 2 cheese drawers.
Well, you started it.
Absolutely not.
You did. You talked about Jackson Knock because he started it.
Let's talk about bread.
No, he was talking about cheese.
Somebody's looking to make that bread. Getting up in the front, Lizard King. Enough of the cheese.
Thank you, Robin.
All right, Perfect Shine Auto Spa. Here we go. Josh Adams and Scott Sanderson. I've got to admit, this is one of the battles I wanted to see tonight, and we're going to get it. 8 laps left to go at the Honey Sweet Treats 130. Adams, McDonald, Sanderson. McDonald's been in some trouble here as of late, and he was a little bit of a missile there during Bristol. And he maintained good decorum out there and maintained the race as he is there toward the front. Take a look there.
Bing,
Whoa,
bing,
no,
bing.
yeah, baby, they save it.
Oh.
Contact with Connor Gibson and Dylan McDonald. McDonald then into Sanderson, and they have lost momentum.
What is up with
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Connor's
Dylan McDonald has had enough of Connor bumping him around.
Yeah.
And Dylan returned the favor.
Yes.
Yep, a little more touching. Dylan
We are
McDonald
not
gives
done.
another rub to the 31. This is allowing Josh Adams to pull farther and farther away. The 2 of these guys in the front of the field here. RC's got his eye on the number 9 and the 31 right now. Those 2 Chevrolets are getting ready to change the finishing order here if they are not careful.
Yeah, because it would be the big one if these 2 guys in 3rd and 4th.
Caution is out, not involving
Okay.
these guys. Logan Murray.
Yep, in the back, off track. Oh.
Oh, Foster.
That
No.
was yes. That was Kevin Foster, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
All right, appreciate you guys lighting up that chat. I like the way this is looking here right now. Caution is back out, unfortunately. This is now our 8th unscheduled caution. Unfortunately, Jonathan, Platt, Kevin, Foster, just to name a couple of the guys, I think these are the ones who got it the worst, end up involved in this. Let's take a look here. Overtime. Boy, there's 3 wide racing all over this track.
Yes.
So Victor Weaver here. Oh, netcode.
Oh, I don't know. That looked like some pretty solid contact.
Watch the 18.
Yes.
See, Platt is already starting to edge nose in. There's space.
Okay, because to me that looked like contact
Is
right
that
there.
Carter Phillips behind him?
It looks like a 30 to me.
I do believe so. Let's take a look. Ooh, yuck. I'm gonna have to talk to our producer about that. That's a horrible angle.
Me, I'm all about the straight overhead.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can find us a little bit closer here. I think if I'm able to find it, kind of a far chase here of Victor Weaver. And I think that's who I'm looking for. Let's take another look at this. Here's a shot. Victor Weaver fading toward the top. He's loose, but straightens it out right there. There, see?
Yep.
No contact.
No, not with Weaver. Okay,
Right. Well, you see, what I'm saying is this is netcode. It's already turning here. Platt is getting hooked. There's the contact.
Oh, Lord. And
So,
Kevin has no place to go.
Right. Yeah, Kevin never sees it coming.
Yep. Nope.
So Platt gets popped here. So a little net code from Victor Weaver there on the outside to Platt. Platt straightens out and clips the 18, which then sends him into Foster.
Yeah.
Jackson Duke trying to get out of the way.
Don't hit him. Oh, Billiter.
Billiter.
Oh.
Yep. Well, I think this one might be better from the top. Okay, so we've determined we've got net code here. Take a look from the outside.
But see, this mess down back here, even behind all the Platt stuff.
Look at that. Look at that.
There was there was contact
Foster?
too.
There is no way Foster survives this one. I don't think he's got a fast repair left. Look at this hit. Foster ricochets. Around he goes.
Okay. Oh.
Not yet. Hold on.
Really? Uncalled for.
Okay. No, I thought it may have been Billiter just at full speed. Foster gets nailed.
Yeah, there was somebody up on the wall that was just driving the person in front of him sideways down the track. I don't quite get. Because
slip start here by Sanderson. Dylan McDonald goes ahead and tells him, "Don't worry, buddy, I got you." Pushes him forward. Now that's going to send him 3 wide. Dylan McDonald. Well, so much for not being a missile here. He's starting to push. 2 laps to go. Thank you, Clear Low Communications, for staying on board with us here.
John Osborne, go!
Boy, Knock is getting into Bob Berry. Right now, Adams scrambling. Connor Gibson second. Dylan McDonald is third. White flag is out. John Osborne trying to hold a 4th place.
Yes.
He's gained 24 on the night. His Chevrolet's looking good. Sanderson falling to 5th. Adams should have this one. He's clear. We'll stick with the mix-up here because this is going to be the mess. Sanderson sideways. Saves it. Adams across the line. Connor Gibson's going to be second. And Dylan McDonald is third.
And I am agog. Holy moly. I am sitting here catching flies. Look at them. Craziness.
Great job by the
end.
937 team bringing yet another win to their team. Victor Weaver nailing 10th.
Wow. All right, so.
Matthew Bailey didn't do too well back there. He finished 31st. And I believe I'm looking for Michael Rakes where he ended up finishing. He ended up finishing in 6th. The 937 team, 3 of their drivers made it top 10.
Nice.
So you see him everybody doing burnouts out there. That was a fantastic race. I don't know about you guys. This has to be a lot better. Guys, before you leave in any of the interviews, post in the chat what you guys thought about this race. Yes, we had some cautions, but this was 1,000 times better than what we had last week. I got to admit, even as a broadcaster from our side, I was a little nervous about tonight. We've been getting in a good bit of messes, but we had 3 wide racing. We had drivers back and forth. We have guys all the way from the back, 24 positions back, starting 28th. That's going to go to the hard charge of John Osborne, who finished in 4th. Even David Lakey saying Zero Foxtrot finished with 3 top 10s, and I believe David Lakey was able to use a provisional, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So this has been excellent racing here so far. I'll get our results up here in just a moment, here by Joker Creations. This is our final results here for the night. These will definitely be reviewed.
All right.
Terry Condis finished 19th. Not bad. Normally Condis makes it a couple laps, and I think turns it in. He stuck it out for this one. Bob Berry to 7th.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice jump. But both fellas, number 1 and number 2, are up 17 places.
Bob Berry started 26th.
Excellent. That would make sense, 19 plus 7.
Yeah. Awesome job. Awesome job. Yeah, Jonathan Platt finishing 21st. That's going to hurt. Kevin Foster back there in 26th. Had a top 5 start.
That is the one I was going to say. That's painful.
Yeah, I think Billiter expected a better night tonight as well.
I think our big takeaway on this is going to be Dylan McDonald, because he was sitting in 4th in the standings, and Platt, Sanderson, and Lacey have not had a good evening. So now Sanderson did get some stuff there on your stage 1. He was in 2nd, so he got some points there. But I think we're going to have a lot of guys up front moving back.
Okay. Thank you, David Lakey. I'll make sure I get that fixed later on tonight. I did have this updated last race. I don't know if there's been a modification or change, or if I got dealt some incorrect information. Stella, I am going to let you talk to Dylan McDonald here.
You are?
Yep, here at the end here of this race, and I would try to be careful. I know everybody was talking a little bit about the number 9 being a little too aggressive out there. And especially with Dylan McDonald out there, these guys were bumping and banging a lot. And I believe he got in a little scuffle out there with the 31 machine.
Just a little bit. But what, rubbing is racing. We going to roll with that one anyway?
Sure. All right, go ahead.
Dylan, how are you doing this evening?
All right, how are you?
Not too bad. How's it feel to be up there on the podium? Pretty good?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, I had the 22 decide to try to ship me down into turn 3 and 4. Don't know why, but it is what it is. So I got 3rd, and he decided to do that and slip back to like 10th or wherever he decided to finish.
Okay, yeah, we had you had a couple of wiggles there and brushes, almost brushes with death, but pretty good. So any I want to say any last words? No. other than getting brushed around like that, what's your takeaway from this lovely concrete track?
Honestly, it was actually a pretty good race. I mean, I figured there was going to be a couple more cautions, but we had some really good long green flag runs, so that was actually good to see for once instead of Bristol, last week, 24 cautions and everything like that. So it was nice to see just 10 cautions here tonight. Tires were definitely a big part of it. I didn't take my first set of tires till the start of stage three,
Oh,
and then just kind of rode around and chilled. I was running a little bit too aggressive in the beginning of the run with Josh, who ended up getting the race win here tonight. So I just kind of pulled back a little bit, went to the back, and just kind of chilled out, hung out for a little bit, and ended up making my way all the way back up to the front where I needed to be.
yeah, yeah. You're up 7 for the night, which is never a bad thing. But next week we've got Pocono, 90 laps. Are you ready for that?
Oh yeah, Pocono is another one of my really good tracks. Really love racing bigger tracks like this. I mean, draft is going to be huge next week, and then obviously tire saving as well. Only having 2 tire sets over the wall, so saving tires, saving fuel, doing whatever I have to do, and see if I can't just get either 1 or 2 more spots up in the podium and collect a second win on the season.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, looking at you at Bristol coming in third there, that's pretty good having 2 in a row. You were up 3 in the driver standings, up to fourth. I think with Jonathan Platt, Scott Sanderson, and Benjamin Lacey being the 3 in front of you, having a rather dismal night. I'm looking at you moving up in the scoreboard.
Yeah, the only bad part was is I didn't get any stage points. Like I said, I just wanted to stay towards the back and kind of conserve my tires as best as I could. So they got stage points. I didn't, so that's going to help them. But I mean, where I ended up finishing here tonight, I didn't get any laps led, so I'll kind of just take what I can and just keep pushing to the next week.
I'll tell you, consistency is everything.
Oh yeah.
We've seen in more than one occasion fellas that have never won a race still making the chase. So give us your shout outs and we'll let you go. Get ready for Pocono.
Want to give a big shout out to Nitro Racing for the open setup shop side of things. Want to give a big shout out to Jade Johan Seminaro Designs for this beautiful paint scheme that you see every week. Want to give a big shout out to my team, Legacy Racing, with Josh Builder, Davis Carroll, and Nicole Kressel. You guys up in the broadcast booth, week in and week out, all the admins, everybody that comes out and supports the racers every single week, and then my dad out there in the chat watching. So far 2 weeks in a row, and he'll come over, he'll ask me about the race. So just want to give a big shout out to them.
Excellent, excellent. Does he talk out here in the chats?
Joseph McDonald, yes.
Yep.
Ah, okay. Okay, excellent. We'll watch for him. So, all right, off you go to Pocono, and Patrick, you're on.
All right, Dylan, congratulations on your third place shot there, buddy. Let's see how you do at the Tricky Triangle.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that's Dylan McDonald there. He's going to wind down a little bit, and we'll talk here to the 31 machine who got bumped and bashed around a good bit out here tonight, Connor Gibson. Boy, you ended up in a ton of trouble here tonight, not just by yourself. We'll talk a little bit about a couple of guys who've been kind of smashing that 31 around out here. Talk to me about, let's say, a little bit of Dylan McDonald out there, a little bit of Jackson Duke. What in the world happened here at Nashville? We got 3 wide racing. Talk to me about it.
I mean, that race was so much fun. Wow. I mean, honestly, there's so much that happened. I don't even know what happened. It was
Well,
a lot.
there's 2 of us, honey, so don't
Yeah.
worry.
There's a lot. I mean, there's people beefing. There's people. I don't know. It was something. I hope it was entertaining for y'all to watch as well. Because wow, I mean, what a fun race. I mean, there was good racing start to finish there.
Yep. Front to back, guys side by side were 3 wide. We got guys nervous about hitting the wall. We got guys ricocheting off the wall. I mean, and we had guys trading paint all night, and we even had guys saving the truck, which looked like it was going to be their end, and they saved it. And so many times I saw even your truck make it through a couple of those wrecks. Was there any doubt in your mind? You're thinking, hey, man, this might not be it.
Yeah, there was. I think it was coming to just before that last caution. I was on the outside of turn 1 and 2, or actually, I think it was coming to the white flag, I believe, or coming to go. I was out in the outside, and they were like 3 wide. We were like 3 wide, and the guy on the inside got into the other guy, and I was like, "Oh, this is where it ends." And somehow I just slingshot around the outside and didn't get hit. So it was hairy. It was hairy at a lot of points.
That it is. But if we can keep racing like this when we head to the tricky triangle next week, how's your confidence level heading in there?
Honestly, my confidence level going into tonight would have been like very non-existent because it's not a track that I've raced on a lot, and I didn't really know what I was doing for the first half of the race, and then figured it out, and then that second place.
Awesome. All right. Well, Connor, go ahead and give me a shout out here, bud.
You guys, everyone who shows up, good car count once again. You know what? There's a lot of good, clean racing out there tonight, so I appreciate that. A lot of fun. Everybody races me clean.
Beautiful. All right. Connor, good luck to you out there, and good luck on High Tide Racing out there with Green Flag TV. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
How you like that, Stella?
Yeah.
You'll love it. You'll love it. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Josh Adams. He's calling it. A couple people out here were calling it as well. The number 22 of Josh Adams. Looks like that Toyota back in victory lane, baby. How's it feel?
Yeah, it's great. I actually just decided to run the same strategy that we talked about at Charlotte when I won, and I was pretty confident that it would work again. So it always feels great when you're right.
All right, man. I know
That's
every
why
time.
women are always right, because it feels so good.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Whatever. So this track, what was the hardest part you noticed about tonight? I mean, that you were kind of back and forth, up and down all over the track, in position wise. That is, there were a lot of 3 wide racing out here. I mean, what was the most difficult thing you really found out there on your charge to the front?
Yeah, at this place, traffic is the hardest part. Just trying to, pick and choose the right places. Sometimes you're in the dirty air and you have no choice, but you're trying to get out of the wake of the guy in front of you, and then just trying to run a better line. One of the big things around this place, I feel like a lot of people overrun turn 1. And it really gives you a passing opportunity if you can set them up and get a good run off of 2 and very least into 3, but definitely the traffic.
All right. Well, you're going to have a little bit of traffic next week at a location that does not have turn number 4 up in the Pocono Mountains. How do you feel about that track upcoming?
Yeah, that actually that might be a provisional for the 22. We'll see. I don't know if I'll be able to make it next week. I've got a pretty big race to attend one Wednesday. It starts earlier than this, but we'll see. But I mean, I feel good about the track. If I do, it's not one of my best tracks though.
Well, they always say you can't get all 3 turns at that track. You just got to pick the best out of the 2 and then try to ride it out. So you try the best that you can do. All right, Josh, go ahead and give me a shout out here, buddy.
Yeah, we had 3 of our 937 drivers in the top 10 tonight. Michael, I think he got 6th, and I believe Victor was 10th. Matt continues to grind. I think he got better as the race went on. He finished in the back, but I know he made some gains. He ran almost all the laps, and Deontay wasn't here tonight, but I think he ran a stream in Discord for all of our other supporters, and Bean put that list of your subscribers back together for me that come in and watch us every week and cheer us on in the chat. That was Nick, Robin, and Lizard King, along with Bean. I don't know who that one is, but that's interesting. And then of course, Bill for putting the whole thing on, Kevin, everybody that runs it, you guys for putting on a good broadcast. And I think we raced a little bit better tonight than we did last week for sure. So I'm sure you guys enjoyed yourselves a lot more tonight.
Yes.
Did.
Yes, and if you
did.
go back and watch the broadcast, Josh, I think it'll be this will be one of our better ones, man. You guys definitely made it exciting out there. There were people sliding, no cautions thrown. I mean, everything was almost picture perfect. I would say if we could cut the cautions in half again, this thing would have been almost flawless. And that would definitely be something to see. All right, man. Congratulations here. And you end up back in winner's circle. Hopefully we see you soon, if not at Pocono. Definitely at a track very, very soon.
For sure. And I got to get one more thing in there. That was a really good race with Scott Sanderson. I hate that he got used up there at the end. I went back and watched the replay. He really took care of me when the 9 dived in under him. I saw that he lifted. He could have probably cleaned me out when he got pushed up the track. So definitely thank him for being heads up, even though he was getting used up, and that sucked for him.
Yeah, well, I expect Sanderson to be back. He's a tough driver, and him going now full-time, you will be seeing him again. I assure you of that. Josh, congratulations, buddy. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
All right, Stella, that's going to do it. Josh Adams, what a race this was, especially here at the end. That was absolutely killer. I'm so excited to see how that went, and you know, it's kind of everything I asked for. Cut down on the cautions, get racy, good truck count. Everything was awesome here. I'm hoping Pocono will be much of the same next week.
I'll tell you, I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I at one point was jumping up and down. So that doesn't happen all the time. This was, to me, a fantastic race. Everybody was out there giving it their all. And I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Yep, and I got to also shout out there in the chat, Miscellaneous 2005, saying hashtag good guy Josh. Yeah, definitely looking and noticing that Scott Sanderson, who had the opportunity of placing second, placed 14th, trying to protect Josh Adams there, and not dump him there. So Sanderson showing his veteran status out there with almost a 6,000 I rating. So he has definitely been around the block or two. But that's going to do it for us here at SimTraX Broadcasting, bringing you the Nashville Super Speedway at the Honey Sweet Treats 130. Guys, don't forget to tune in next week at Pocono. We'll have the stream up in the next few days or so. But until then, be well, be safe, be kind. See all you guys next time.